Hey, quick question. Have you ever read the back of a shampoo bottle? Or maybe a protein powder tub? Or even one of those fancy face creams that cost more than your car payment? There's a word that keeps showing up. You've probably glossed over it 100 times. That word is peptide. And if you're like most people, you've nodded along, like you know what that means, and then immediately forgotten about it. No judgment. I did the same thing for years. But here's the thing. Peptides are actually one of the most important things happening in your body right now. Like, as we speak, your body is using them to send messages, heal tissue, regulate hormones, and do about 1,000 other things you've never even thought about. And the wellness world is absolutely obsessed with them right now. Ozempic, peptide, collagen powder, also peptides, BPC157 that your gym buddy won't shut up about. Yep, peptide. So today we're going to settle this once and for all. I'm Dr. Pep, and we're going to figure out what a peptide actually is. Let's go. Okay, here is the simplest possible answer. A peptide is a tiny piece of a protein. That's it. That's the core idea. Everything else we talk about today is just filling in the details around that one sentence. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, great. But what's a protein? Because if I don't know what a peptide is, I probably don't know what a protein is either. Great point. Fair. Let's back up even further. Your body is basically a giant construction project. And like any construction project, it needs building materials. The most important building material in your body, more important than calcium, more important than iron, more important than literally anything else, is protein. Protein makes up your muscles, your hair, your skin, the enzymes that digest your food, the antibodies that fight off infections, the messengers that carry signals between your cells. If your body was a city, protein would be everything. The buildings, the roads, the power lines, the workers. So proteins are crucial. We agree on that. Now here's the cool part. Proteins are built out of smaller pieces, and those smaller pieces are called amino acids. And between amino acids and proteins, that's where peptides live. Let me give you the analogy that makes this click instantly. Think about Lego bricks. Why, one single Lego brick, that's an amino acid, tiny little building block. By itself, it doesn't do much. Now, imagine you snap a few of those bricks together, like 2 to 50 of them, all in a chain. That short chain, that is a peptide. A few amino acids linked up in a row. Now imagine you keep going. You snap together hundreds of bricks, maybe thousands. Once your chain gets long enough or then starts folding into a specific 3D shape, that's a protein. So the hierarchy goes. Amino acids are the individual bricks. Peptides are the small structures, or like a Lego sword or a little car. Proteins are the massive complicated builds, like a full Lego Millennium Falcon. And just like Lego, the order and combination of the bricks matters enormously. A peptide made of 5 amino acids in one order does something completely different than the same 5 amino acids in a different order. Your body has about 20 different amino acids to work with, 20 types of Lego bricks, and it can arrange them in basically infinite combinations to create peptides and proteins that each do something specific and different. Think about how many things you can build with a standard Lego set. Now imagine having 20 different brick types and no instruction manual, just billions of years of evolution figuring out the best combinations. Yeah, your body is kind of incredible. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, because you've been using peptides your entire life. You just didn't know they were called that. Let me give you 3 examples that will blow your mind a little bit. Insulin. You've definitely heard of insulin. It's the thing people with type 1 diabetes need to inject because their body doesn't make enough of it. Insulin regulates your blood sugar. Every time you eat a carb, a piece of bread, a banana, a handful of Skittles, insulin is what tells your cells to open up and absorb that sugar for energy. Insulin is a peptide. Specifically, it's made of 51 amino acids. It was the very first peptide drug ever synthesized in a lab back in 1921, over 100 years ago. So the next time someone says peptides are some new biohacking fad, you can calmly let them know that doctors have been using peptide therapy since before television was invented. Next one. Oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone or the bonding hormone. When you hug someone you care about, oxytocin gets released. When a mother breastfeeds her baby, oxytocin floods the system and creates that sense of attachment and warmth. It's also involved in trust and social bonding, in that feeling you get around close friends. Oxytocin is a peptide, just 9 amino acids long, 9 tiny Lego bricks, and it can make you feel profound human connection. 9. That's wild to me every time I think about it. Third example, and this one's sitting in about half your kitchens right now. Collagen, the stuff in joints, skin, tendons, cartilage, the reason your skin looks plump and elastic when you're young and starts to lose that bounce as you get older. The collagen powder you stir into your coffee or your smoothie, those are collagen peptides, collagen protein that's been broken down into shorter chains so your body can actually absorb it. If you tried to swallow the full-length collagen protein, your gut would just break it down into random amino acids and it wouldn't get where you want it to go. The peptide version is small enough to actually make it into your bloodstream and start doing its job. So, insulin regulating your blood sugar, oxytocin making you feel love, collagen holding your body together. All peptides, and your body makes thousands more, each with a specific job. For most of human history, the only way to get a peptide was to have your body make it, but in the last few decades, scientists figured out how to synthesize peptides in a lab, essentially building those Lego chains by hand, amino acid by amino acid. This opened up an enormous door. What if we could make a peptide that does something the body can't do enough of on its own? What if we could make a peptide that mimics a natural healing signal and amplify it? That's what synthetic peptides are. They're not foreign chemicals. They're messages your body already understands. We've just learned to write them ourselves. Okay, let's bring this home. A peptide is a short chain of amino acids bigger than a single amino acid, smaller than a full protein. Think of it like a short Lego build sitting between a lone brick and the Millennium Falcon. Your body makes thousands of them. Insulin, oxytocin, growth hormone, they're some of the most important signaling molecules you have. And scientists are now able to make their own synthetic peptides that can send messages to your body cells, often mimicking or amplifying what your body already does naturally. That's what this channel is all about. Every episode, we're taking one peptide and breaking it all the way down, no PhD required. If this helped you, hit subscribe. See you in the next episode.